productive actions. I was thinking too much about what kind of events should I do, how many. In the end, there's like 0 events on meetup.com. There's 0 events on eventbrite.com. I have like some following and so on. So then people could come there and me, I would have more fun. Then like I would kind of achieve my goal of like building like a mini community and everyone would have some value. Yet I didn't do it because of the negative, thoughts that I projected. And also when like you kind of get a little bit of like energy vibe, like the vibe of the people that you surround yourself. So for example, like Brandon, he's a really nice guy, but he doesn't do shit all day long. He drinks every night, and like, of course he can do that like as much as he wants. I'm not judging and it's really cool. But it keeps me more in that energy. If you are like in the, if you're in the, surrounded by people who are action takers and so on, I mean, you can get to be slightly more action oriented, but if in the other side, you are in the people who have like just, oh, I would like to do that, and I think it's really good, but I still do the same thing over and over and over again, without even doing like 10% of my day something, let's call it productive, that I think is productive, like he agrees. So yeah. So anyways, I mean like
Brandon,
yeah, the black guy from Rwanda.
He's black?
Anyways, he's
I had
my
no
friend.
idea.
Like we went out, like he came to the first event that I organized. Anyways, so
Here?
yeah, I did Friday.
And then he told you about Margarita Surf Hostel?
No, I booked that in advance.
So you both ended up at the same hostel without knowing it?
No, I just booked the fucking cheapest hostel in the island. Yeah, but by the way, I paid like 50% less than he did, and the girls did. Because like I have like a secret.
What's the secret?
I'm a professional of travel.
So what's the secret?
So I have access to platforms that allow you to book cheaper, one. I have access to
Which platform?
cashback. Huh?
Which platform?
So on trip.com, I'm a Diamond Plus.
Mm-hmm.
So that gives me slightly better prices. And I have like an extra cashback over that. And a little
How
bit
did
of
you
knowledge.
achieve the Diamond Plus?
Huh?
How did you
By
achieve
spending a lot of money. Minimum 10K a year. Yeah.
Oh, how did you spend 10K a year?
I'm a
Were you
professional
booking
tourist.
something?
Because I didn't spend 10K by booking hotels like this, hostels.
So where did you stay?
No, it's not. It's for clients as well, not just me.
Oh.
So maybe myself, maybe I spend like 2K or 3K or 4K or I don't know. But there's like some extra that I spend for clients. Anyways,
Mr. Norway is back.
Hello.
They were convinced you're from Norway for some reason.
Yeah?
Brandon and him, they...
No, I don't think so. He's joking. We all insisted that you're from Finland.
I'm actually from Iceland.
We insisted you're from Finland and he was joking. For whatever reason, he finds
Me? I never joke.
He knew, Brandon knew that you're from Finland and I knew you're from Finland. But anyway, some jokes have no meaning, some others are made to make you laugh.
They say that Finland, the nation is the best at math. Do you think that's true? They're the best at math, maybe in the whole world. They have the best school system.
Maybe. I used to be, but not till that age. Mathematics is easy. There's It's only like one way for the correct answer.
Because you're a sleepy head right now, you look like an alien.
Yeah.
One of my favorite shows when I was growing up was
aliens.
Babylon 5. Have you ever seen that one? Babylon 5?
Maybe I've seen it.
I'll show you later.
Maybe I've seen it. The movie.
Because you don't watch Game of Thrones or House of Dragon?
No. I don't watch anything usually. Like
Me neither. If I didn't have these glasses, I wouldn't be able to. Because the thing is, I take on too many. Like I watch someone, and I start imitating.
Okay.
And my brain starts like, no, don't watch anyone, because you're gonna imitate them.
Yeah. So imitation is good if you have like good, like let's say role models or people who have the tendency of like being what. So there's like no good or bad on the planet, but there's like probably stuff that are better to do. Like I don't know,
Oh my God,
like.
I missed that.
But I also, like, for example, when I'm in Russia, right?
Yeah.
If I start imitating you or him too much,
Sure.
I'm not allowed to.
Mm-hmm.
Because I can't behave like you guys.
Okay.
In many senses. Because that's how nation building works.
Okay.
They're like, oh, you can't be Western European, you can't be LGBTQ, you can't be like this, you can't be friends with Americans, you can't,
Sure.
And they're trying to limit, like China does the same thing.
Sure. No, of course, there's tendencies like in a
That's so fucking stupid.
in a nation.
It's like the stupidest thing I have in my life.
I'm happy I'm the one to deliver the stupidest thing.
But
At least I win in something.
there's tendencies in a nation. They say like so. There's like some nations where like LGBT are like okay, they're tolerated or they accepted it more than in others, like Philippines, Thailand, whatever. Others who are they haven't and they're doing efforts. But anyways, but tendency is to have like more acceptance for how people are. Vietnam is quite accepting. I saw a guy. He's like he had like every nail was of a different color. He really had like different type of.
What about his nipples? Were they pierced?
I did not pay attention. I didn't care. But just to give you an idea, like he felt safe and at home in Vietnam. He would feel less safe if he would be like that in Saudi Arabia, let's say.
How do you know? Have you been to Saudi Arabia?
I did. I lived there.
For how long?
4 months.
Why? Why did you end up? You just wanted to
No, but this was before they opened up.
test yourself?
No. It was
So
a job.
what brought you to
I had a job.
job?
Yeah.
What were you
lot of,
digging sand?
No, not really. I did some illegal jobs there, but doesn't matter. Yeah, I did.
Don't tell us.
No, illegal jobs for...
Don't tell. I said don't tell us.
Illegal jobs for them, for Saudis, but it was not illegal nor immoral.
Were you a prostitute?
No. I said not illegal, not immoral. So that means...
That's immoral? Being a
I
prostitute
said
is immoral?
something that is not illegal nor immoral in the other rest of the world. So yeah, it was not that. Anyways, so so some of like the countries are more tolerant of people who have different religion, have different habits, different whatever. But yeah. But myself, like to go back to whatever, like to the discussion, maybe in a business environment, I should put the CV stuff in front as numbers, because then people will take you seriously and they would follow you much easier if you want to do that, if you have like a leadership role and take people to an event or whatever. But in the, let's say in a more friendly or romantic, then you should have like a very kind of, how do you say, more humble, more modest kind of, not show off, or I'm better than you in most ways. Like I'm faster, smarter, this and that and blah, blah, blah. I speak more languages, I know how to program, I know how to drive a bus, and I also know how to teach, and I also know this. and you don't know shit, and you're good for nothing. And
What do you mean, like the chemical composition of shit?
no, I mean I just metaphorically. And yeah, so basically the
So you're showing your superiority by assuming that I know what metaphorically means.
no, I mean you got the point. So in general,
How do
if
you
it's in
know
a
that I got the
professional
point?
in a professional mode, you can give an impression of more or less what you know how to do because that's important. That's how you have attention. But in a
What
more
do you
friendly,
mean? Like, what do Romanians know how to do? Like pots, like out of clay?
they know how to do it. Like some Roms, they actually are specialized in making pots. Some of them they specialize in making roofs. So they call them olari. Comes from oală, which means pot. So there's like specific type of.
But those
gypsies.
roofs probably don't survive like a finished
No, they
winter.
still are. There are people who are specialized in making pots in Romania.
No, I'm saying like the roofs, the tiles that you said, they
Yeah.
probably wouldn't survive
There's like some of them who are.
finished winter, no?
You put a coating on it, on the.
They make it from metal, by the way, so they do survive like any kind of winter. So there's like some gypsies who make like the roofs from metal. So they're specialized in that, like doing metal roofs. But this is since like 100 years now.
So you want to say they're beautiful buildings in Romania?
No, not necessarily. But they have different jobs, like different, how do you say this? It's not a job.
Is any
different
part of
specialties.
Romania beautifully built? No, right now.
It's everything is subjective. Like
No,
everyone.
I
has
don't
their
doubt
own-
that at some point in history,
Some
parts
the
of
people-
Romania were really
So
beautiful.
Romania, like Bucharest, is called the Little Paris.
But it's nowhere near. What's the other
No.
country that's very lame, but your neighbor, but the
Bulgaria?
better neighbor, the better
Bulgaria?
one? No, the better one.
I don't know.
The one that's actually beautiful.
But anyways, like jokes are meant to elicit laughter. and
No, but okay, but
positivity.
Hungary is like
like,
what Romania can't be. No,
There's like black humor and there's like different types of humor, sarcastic humor and so on. But sarcastic humor doesn't have the same quality as other types of humor. Why? Because it doesn't elicit as much positive emotion.
you're just criticizing me again,
Yes,
and that's not eliciting positive response in me.
yes, but I'm giving you feedback that. So, for example, there's like different ways of.
But
like-
why do you identify with the things that you identify with?
No, I mean I was.
Because
born
I
in
don't care when
Romania.
people say bad things about Russia because I don't identify with it. So something in you is clinging to something.
I have a, I.
Because you could
I have a-
otherwise, like, Hungary is friggin' beautiful.
It is like Budapest is much more beautiful than Bucharest,
yeah.
objectively,
Yeah, and why? I wonder why.
because of the Austro-Hungarian Empire, and they invested a lot of money and whatever, and this and that. Many explanations, but I mean,
Because probably at some point in history they were very similarly beautiful, no?
no.
So you want to say their capital was always much more beautiful?
So past few hundred years, 200 to 300 years,